All right, welcome back to another episode of Esports, Metaverse, and beyond.
How are you doing today, Chase?
I'm doing great, and I'm excited today because we have a special guest. We have a legendary hip-hop gamer. Welcome to the
Hip
show.
hop gamer, no stranger to danger. Number one journalist. Quickly, I changed the game up and beyond. Let's go.
Thank you.
Great rap.
Since this is a show for gamers, we'd like to play a little game before we dive into the episode. Are you up for a quiz?
It's
A pop quiz?
Well,
Word?
not a pop quiz, but some fun.
Yo, that's dope. Like, I've never been on a show that, like, yo, this is fire already. Yeah, I'm down for a pop quiz. Let's get it.
we got a lot more surprises in store.
All right.
It's game time. What are your top 5 favorite childhood games?
Oh, wow. One of my favorite childhood games. So I'm definitely going to start it off with Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt, because that was the game that made me a gamer. And my grandmother, rest in peace, she's the one who taught me how to play games. So she introduced Pac-Man to me, but that was the first game I ever played. But I'm telling you right now, Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt, that changed my life. So yeah, that was my favorite game growing up.
Okay.
Now it's time for the bonus round. Who are your top 5 favorite rappers of all time?
Top, oh my gosh, this is the toughest question ever. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Okay, so in terms of top 5, definitely got to put Jay-Z right there. Eminem, definitely got to put Eminem right there. Whew, Tupac, definitely got to put Tupac there. Like, he's the heartbeat of hip hop to me. The next one, gotta put Biggie Smalls, Brooklyn stand up, gotta put Biggie Smalls. And
Okay.
for the last one, oh, this is tough, but I'm probably gonna go with top 5 of all time. I gotta go with Nas. Gotta go with my man Nas. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we'll throw Nas in there. You know what I mean? So that'll be my top 5 like all time.
All right.
Let me change it sometimes, but right now we going with that.
All right. Okay. So, for those who don't know who you are, can you explain a little bit more about yourself and what you do?
Yeah, definitely. So born and raised Brooklyn, East New York. Like I was saying before, a little bit of my story. My grandmother, she taught me how to play video games when I was 4 years old. So I've been playing video games all my life. So that's, this is the realest thing that I've ever done. This is how authentic it is because it came from my grandmoms. And my grandmother, she taught me about life through video games as well in terms of the way she taught me things. So that right there was incredible. Fast forward, uh, I love music so much. So when I turned 14, I started actually making music. So hence the name Hip-Hop Gamer. So my name and my brand is literally me in what I do. So I started making music at the age of 14. Fast forward, I got a job in the mailroom in 2000, but I was in the mailroom with all the music record labels. So Def Jam, Rockefeller, Murder Inc., Universal. I was actually delivering mail to all these people that I was inspired by in the music industry. So I worked the job for a long time, and that led me actually working in the mailroom led me to get my partnership with Hot 97, which is the number one source for hip hop and R&B. That's the number one station. So between that, I got that deal, and then with Logitech G and AMD and now Furia Esports, me being signed to an actual esports organization, that's what led to my business acumen and my partnerships and those relationships there. Now, in terms of my day-to-day, I'm a game journalist. So I do a lot of research every day. I break a lot of stories in the gaming industry as well. And I'm also a content creator. I have my own show called the Hip-Hop Gamer Show, amongst other shows that I've created. I have a lot of philanthropy that I do as well. So with my community program called Gaming and Guidance, that's another program that I do to utilize gaming to bring people together and then provide guidance to help develop character. So that's another thing that makes me me and that I do on a daily basis. And the last thing that I would say is I do a lot of business development with a lot of companies to help educate them on how gaming can be very valuable to the businesses that they are creating. So yeah, that's a little bit of me in a nutshell between game journalism, content creation, streaming, music creation, business development. I do it all at the highest level. So that's a little bit about me. And my tag is Hip-Hop Gamer. You can find me everywhere. Everything is the same. My name is trademark. So I'm everywhere.
That's a lot of stuff. So it's really cool that you get to combine both of your passions together into one and do all these cool things. It really is amazing. All right. So why did you decide to unite hip hop and gaming?
Well, it's very interesting. That's a great question, by the way. The reason why I decided to do that, because it's the two things not only that I was great at, but it was the two things that I was passionate about. And it was something that represented my lifestyle growing up. So that's all I did, play video games, listen to music, and started creating music. So because these things are my passion, I was trying to figure out, this is something that I would do for free, for the rest of my life. But how can I figure out a way to make a living off of my passion? So to me, I felt like if I was to put these two things together, it will create something unique and tangible that don't exist. So one of the reasons why I put it together is because I wanted to make sure I was different and I brought something that was valuable to the table that nobody else had. Like in this world, in this life that we live in, we all have our own individual fingerprint. So I wanted to make my fingerprint. I wanted to leave my mark on the world. So that's why I decided to combine both of them, because they both are my passions. But I also know it was unique to do something that nobody else has ever been able to do. So that's one of the main reasons why I brought it together. And I'm really great at what I do. So I'm very thankful and humble that I get a chance to live out my dream.
Okay, I love it. I love it. Me too. What an inspirational story. What is the most exciting part of your career?
Oh, what's so funny? Like that's another great question. The most exciting part of my career is putting God first and utilizing myself as a representation of what I want to see. So I'll give you an example of what I mean, right? So the way I live my life, and as you can see, like on my chain, you know what I'm saying? It says God first on my chain. I put God first in everything that I do. So coming from where I come from, in the hood, in the struggle, we ain't have much. And the way the world tries to make you appear valuable is based off materialistic things. So if you have all these cars, or if you have all this jewelry, or you have all these houses, now you're considered valuable. And I never wanted to live that way. I always felt, I have a quote, and it says, character is your currency. I always valued the person. I always value who you are. And who you are becomes the byproduct of the things that you may receive in materialistic things after the fact. But who you are is the value. So to me, I always wanted to create a scenario where what can I give back? And that's where I found my joy. My joy is literally giving back inspiration, giving back information, making sure that when people come around me or when they see my videos, whatever, I don't care what you're going through. I don't care if you're having a bad day. When you're around me, you have no choice but to show love and have no choice but to smile and have fun, because I just want you to have that energy. We all got 24 hours in a day. Like, as long as I could take every second, every increment of time, and it could be something that we enjoy and be joyful to one another, that's the best feeling in the world. Like, it's like Christmas every day for me, with the way that I live my life, simply because of what I'm able to give back because of who I've become today as a man. So that's the most enjoying part of everything that I do career-wise every day, being able to give back the same joy that I have and instill that and inspire that in other people so they can enjoy their life more too.
Okay, that's really great, hip-hop gamer.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. I can tell you really love what you do, and I'm glad.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
Thanks.
I bet you travel a lot. Where do you think kids most enjoy gaming? Is it New York, North Carolina, Texas?
Oh, come on, New York, bro. You kidding me? We out here in New York, son. New York all day, son. So one thing I would say, All right, so this is, the Big Apple, you know what I'm saying? This is the home of hip hop, Times Square. One thing I would say about here is we have a lot of facilities here out in New York now. So shout out to OSNYC, shout out to Brooklyn. These are actual esport facilities that we got out here in New York. And the cool thing about what's going on out here now, like even with Hot 97 being right out here in New York, and a lot of different gaming companies and independent gaming companies being out here in New York, you could really get a good start out here. That even at the NYU college, they have a New York University game center in the college, and also Brooklyn College have game centers in there as well, programming, coding, and everything. So much love, respect to the other, states and the other cities, you know what I'm saying? But one thing I can say, being in New York, living in New York, like even Coexist Gaming, they actually have gaming houses where you could become a member of their gaming house and go to different houses and locations and meet new people and get better at your craft, whatever you want to do. So there's definitely a lot of safe havens out here in New York, so you can actually get better and develop more skills for the passion that you have in gaming and beyond. So yeah, New York is the spot. Facts.
Awesome. All right. For young kids starting to get into esports, what would you say is a good competitive game that they should play?
So that's a great question too. So I got two answers for that. So one, and this is a different type of answer. You may not hear this elsewhere. I feel that if you're really good at a game, but it's not a game that's big in the world of esports, you can make a game become an esport depending on how you play it and depending on how good you are at it. As long as it has a competitive nature to it, any game can become an esport depending on how you show it off and how you demonstrate it. Because everybody have a different play style, and play styles can create business. So that's one thing that I would say in terms of games. Don't feel like you have to play Fortnite or you have to play Call of Duty in order to make it into esports. You could like playing, for example, esports is nothing new. It, like, if you go back and do your research and you look back in 1970s and the 1980s with a gentleman by the name of Walter Day, he was doing tournaments in esports, even with games that were single player like games, because it was all about battling to see who could get the high score. So if you ever played Tetris and certain games like that, they had competitions for those, and you win millions of dollars even in those types of games. So what I would say for kids now, even though you got the Fortnites and the Call of Duties and the League of Legends and games like that that's out now, if you are a fan of first-person shooters, or if you are a fan of racing games, whatever it is, find out if there's leagues for those particular games. And if they are, these leagues, they always have tryouts and entries and tournaments and things of that nature. So what you want to do is, if you're not old enough yourself to sign up for these events, talk with your parents, your guardian, and let them know that this is your passion. And then from there, with their support, you can get discovered with your talent from the organizations that put on for these tournaments for people to be involved with them. And then after that, if you get discovered, then they're going to start putting you through qualifiers. And once you qualify to be of that skill set, then you'll have esport organizations such as Furia Esports that I'm a part of, knocking at your door, wanting to recruit you and sign you and work with you so you could get better, develop better skill sets. And then next thing you know, you will be a part of an esports team, making money, living your dream. So these are all realistic things, but don't feel like you got to do what everybody else is doing. Your skill set in certain games, you can create esports out of your skill set of games that may not be esport games right now.
Wow, whatever appeals to you. That's one of the most unique answers I've heard so far. A really great answer.
Thank you.
So what are some other career opportunities in esports that you could see coming in the future, other than just being a gamer?
Oh, well, you don't even gotta wait for the future, bro. Like, that stuff is here now. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, right now in the NBA 2K League, they need coaches. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these a lot of these games that's coming out that are esport titles, they need social media managers to bring more awareness to the fact that they have an esports organization now, or a league for esport organizations to be a part of, to sign players to develop that business model. You understand what I'm saying? Another thing that's very important, we need writers. We need writers because there's a lot of stories that need to be told. For example, Brittany, I forgot her last name, but she just got signed on to write the story for Spider-Man 2 with Insomniac Games.
She
You
did?
understand what I'm saying? Yes.
Yeah.
So we need more writers as well. We need more music composers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever play a certain game, and like, for example, let's say you playing Fortnite, even those little sound effects when you're drinking the shield, like, you know, so you can get your armor up, or when you're on the loading screen and you got the music playing during the loading screen. And like, we need people for all of these things. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're a lawyer, we need lawyers in the gaming industry because you got to protect the intellectual property of these games that come out. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we need it all. You know, we need it all. We need animators. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a future thing. It's a now thing. Like, this stuff been going on for the longest. One of the biggest problems, not just in gaming, but in entertainment, period. One of the problems is people aren't investing in making things cool. And I'll give you an example of what I mean by that. A lot of, like myself, kids, like, period, in general, if we see certain things, whether we like it or not, but if it's cool, we want to know about it or be a part of it. Why? Just because it's cool. You know what I'm saying? We want to be a part of the cool conversations, the cool kids. Like, we want to be down with the cool stuff. So my thing is, we need to make positivity. We need to make a lot of these jobs and opportunities more cool as well, so that more people are gravitated to want to be a part of it and learn it and actually become these things. So, like, yeah, like the jobs, all that stuff is now, bro. We could get into this stuff right now, but I think from a law of attraction standpoint, we need to have things to be more cool, so the attention and the engagement can take place, so that more people could be involved and ask questions and get more knowledge on what can be done right now.
I get it. I get it too. That's actually a really good idea, to make the games appeal to more people. That'll just let them gravitate towards it.
Yeah, like, for example, look at my man's shirt with the Sonic the Hedgehog on it, and look at your shirt with Among Us. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to understand, like, Sonic the Hedgehog came out before y'all was born. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you wearing the shirt because there's a cool factor that comes with Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, I'm not sure if y'all remember a gentleman by the name of Steve Urkel on the TV show called Family Matters. I'm not sure if your parents ever showed you this show, but they got this guy called Steve Urkel. His real name is Jaleel White. That's my man, good friend of mine. And he's like this big star. And he did the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog. You understand what I'm saying? So my thing is, say it again?
I said, yeah, I get it. Yeah, I heard he did do some cartoons sometime.
Yeah. So my thing is, like, all this stuff is cool, and now you're wearing and you're a part of something that existed before you was even born. But there's a cool factor to it. So boom, you got the Sonic movie and everything like that. Among Us, you had the AOC in Congress playing that game, and just by her playing that game, people looked at her like, oh, she cool, she playing Among Us, she's like one of us now. You know what I'm saying? There's a different energy around just being cool, but utilizing that cool factor for positive things.
All right. Hip-hop gamer, do you think there should be more hip-hop in the game and in games in the metaverse?
Well, you said, do I think there will be more hip hop in video games within the metaverse? Is that what you're asking?
Now, do you think there should be more hip-hop in gaming in the metaverse?
Oh, of course, by far. Like, hip hop and video games literally grew up together, and they also literally dealt with the same scrutiny. You know, as they grew up together in terms of both mediums. I do believe that we will see more like hip hop, like, in the metaverse. There's people that I spoke to that's already doing it. Snoop Dogg already has it. So these things will come. I just want to make sure that they're there for the right reasons, meaning that we all know that there's a lot of money in the metaverse, a lot of money in these things. So I don't want it to be a situation where there's a lot of hip hop in the metaverse because there's money to be made and that's it. I want it to be more of a purpose, and I want it to be done more in a service way where it's like, look, we're here because we love this, we love the culture, and we want to see what we can give back to it and help and make an impact and make change. If it's only about money and that's it, then the metaverse is only going to be as good as long as I'm getting money out of it. After that, then I don't care. I think that's a horrible way to go about a business. So yes, there should be more in there. I just want the people in the position of power that do it to love the culture and understand the cool factor within it so it can have longevity and we can see it. So these questions won't come up 20 years later. 20 years later, it's like, it's just a natural thing. And then we be talking about something else.
I agree with you about how hip hop should be in more games. I mean, hip hop is the best of the best from east to west, after all.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I agree with you. I agree with you 100% there. And then, I mean, you see it. Like if you look at a lot of these games, for example, in Call of Duty, they utilize Ice Cube's voice. In some of the Call of Duty games, they also utilize Snoop in Tekken. Snoop had his own level in the fighting video game Tekken. I'm a character in different video games. If you ever play Watch Dogs 2, or if you ever play NBA 2K Playgrounds 1 and 2, like I'm a character in those games and I did songs for those games. So the thing is, it's like it needs to be something that's more regular as opposed to once in a while we get it, or every year when NBA 2K comes out, we just gonna throw a bunch of hip hop there, but forget about Final Fantasy and other games that matter as well. So I think we will start to see it a lot more now because more people are understanding the value of the gaming industry at a scale.
Okay, now it's time for esports and metaverse news. Hip Hop Gamer, have you seen any new trends in esports recently?
Yeah, like one of the biggest trends in esports is that everybody is just trying to get into it because it's a trend in itself. So I see a lot more companies investing in esports, and I'm seeing a lot more collaborations in esports. So whether it's Nike and Puma, or like they even have Superman, Henry Cavill that plays Superman. He got his own PCs now and stuff like that. So there's so much going on in just the world of esports. Right now you have in Vegas right now, they have their own esports arena. If I'm not mistaken, I forgot the name of the company. I think Enthusiast Gaming. They just partnered with somebody else to get a whole stadium now. So it's a lot going on. Even Trilla that does the verses. When you see like a lot of the versus battles right now, even Trilla, they're doing things in gaming by trying to do versus gaming and stuff like that. So that's what I'm starting to see a lot of in terms of trends. Football teams, basketball teams getting more involved and investing more in the world of esports. Kevin Durant, Drake, like there's so many people getting more involved. So that's the trend that I see right now. More popular people come into the business of esports. So that's one of the biggest trends. The next trend that I would say is a lot of parents is starting to be more receptive to their children wanting to get involved with esports. It's starting to be more acceptable, because before it was like, get off that game, it ain't gonna do nothing for you, or get off that game, it's mindless, it's gonna destroy your brain, like all this other stuff. Now it's a lot more welcomed, which allows it to grow and scale. So that's the trend that I'm seeing right now. A lot more investments getting involved. Oh, and also a lot more companies going public too. So you're starting to see esport companies being traded on the NASDAQ and stock exchange and stuff like that. So yeah, like it's a lot going on right now.
Okay. Hip Hop Gamer, do you have one last word of advice for the esports, metaverse, and beyond tribe?
Advice. The first thing I always tell everybody is make sure whatever you do, you love what you do. Don't, case in point, if you see someone and they got like 1 million followers and all this other stuff, it doesn't mean that you need to go and do what they doing because they have 1 million followers. You know, make sure you always stick to what you love and what you appreciate and what you want to bring to the, you know, to the culture and stuff like that. So that's the first big advice. Make sure whatever you do, you actually love what you do. That's the first thing. Second thing is fall in love with the process, not just the results. What I mean by that is this ain't easy. Playing video games is fun, but once you turn it into a business, it's still gonna be fun, but it's work. It's a lot of work, and it's not easy. You're gonna come across times where it's gonna be real difficult. You might question yourself with certain things, but within that, you gotta be strong, and you gotta really love what you do. And when you love what you do, then it's not work. You're just figuring out and you're learning. And then from there, you get better. And when you get better, you get the results that you want to see. And then when you get the results that you want to see, you become inspirational, not just to yourself, but to others. So that's the second thing that I would tell you, that make sure you love the process. The good, the bad, everything that come with it, make sure you love the process. And then the third thing that I would say is be consistent. Because you could do something amazing and get to a certain point, and then you could get real complacent and just feel like everything is good. And then next thing you know, the very thing that you worked for, you can lose. So you got to be consistent so you can have growth and scalability. So you can continuously make an impact, not just in your life, but in other people's lives, as well as your family's lives. And this could be something that will be wealth for you and your family and beyond. So those are the three things that I would definitely say. Make sure you love what you're doing, fall in love with the process, and be consistent.
Okay, that was some really great advice, Hip-Hop Gamer.
Great advice. A good rule to live by. Good 3 rules, actually.
Really positive, great, awesome.
So if more people want to find you, where can they find you on the internet?
Oh, just Google Hip-Hop Gamer. Just Google me. Go to Google, type in Hip-Hop Gamer. Everything is gonna pop up, and you can find me, follow me. I'm everywhere on all the channels, all the platforms. I'm everywhere. It's Hip-Hop Gamer, one whole word. Google me, and I'm there. And I really hope that y'all check out the stuff that I'm doing, because I'm doing some things that's pretty amazing that I know could be beneficial for those that's watching. So yeah.
All right, the Hip-Hop Gamer. Thank you for joining our show today.
Thank you. It's really nice meeting you today.
Yeah.
Yo, it's nice meeting y'all. Much love. Yo, this is crazy. Yo, esports, metaverse, and beyond.
And beyond. We hope to see you again, Hip-Hop Gamer.
Much love. Peace.
Thank you. You
Bye.
too. Bye.
James. Oh.